Misery is here, and although I got her in one cache, I kinda struggled to make her work. Junk decks, mill decks, they were fine, but I ended up not wanting to play Misery all that often. And as I was getting frustrated with the new card, I finally found a deck that I like Misery in. Alrighty, here's the list. It's a mix of a Darkhawk deck and a Ruin Your Opponent's Hand deck. So Misery destroys your on-reveal cards, and the on-reveal cards go off again. So you can stack a lane with Korg and Rockslide, and on turn 4 play Misery, and you're going to end up with 6 rocks in the opponent's deck. Which not only makes it so Darkhawk is going to be huge, but you can also take advantage of that with your Cast Nova. And then the other cards in the list are just amazing with Misery. The Hood wants to be destroyed anyways, and getting 2 1/6 demons is amazing value. Spider-Ham can stop combo plays, and if they play the pig out of their hand, you can actually pig another card with your Misery. White Widow is a premium combo with Misery, and it feels like if you have a White Widow down and Misery that lane, you win it more often than not. And then obviously Black Widow helps with the Darkhawk line, but it also is really just annoying when you stack all this stuff and play Misery. They will have Widow's Kisses and Bites all over the field, and if you don't draw Misery, Viper can send over Hood and even send over a Pig or a Korg to clog up a lane. Then you have Black Bolt, and sometimes it hits rocks in their hand, but also sometimes it's going to be big value hits. But overall, the main purpose is to play him on 5, so on turn 6, you can play Darkhawk plus the Stature for a huge finish. And then quick substitutions. It is a cheaper deck, but if you don't have Spider-Ham, you could go something like Iceman or Nico Minoru. If you don't have White Widow, I'd be fine with Grandmaster or even something like Baron Mordo. And then for Cast Nova, in this meta, you could run something like Cosmo or even a Juggernaut, but I think there's some real potential with Electro and Misery. But I hope you enjoyed the list, and here's some gameplay that I recorded on the Infinite Ladder. So first game with the new card, I'm winning all 3 locations. I used Black Bolt to hit a Mockingbird, which is a huge hit, and he draws his own Misery. Unlucky for me, although I play White Widow, Stature, and Misery all on the same turn, I forget how Misery works temporarily, and I destroy my 25 power Cast Nova, throwing a game where I could have won if I just didn't play anything. So a little new card trolling, but after a few games, I learned the lines of this deck, and the games get much better. So we stack Korg and Spider-Ham hits Iron Lad. We then Rock Slide the same lane as he storms, and I could contest the storm lane, but I don't really care about it, and I am just going to Misery my nice stack of cards. And Misery eats the stack, putting 3 more rocks into his deck, and of course, he hits his Jeff rather than a rock with the Jubilee play. But I guess that's better than him hitting something like Legion. He then plays Nebula and a pig, and I Black Bolt a rock out of his hand. And of course, the one card left in my deck is Stature, so I can't play Darkhawk Stature combo like I'd like, and I have to get creative. And I'm going to go ahead and Black Widow and then Cast Nova, and he moves over Jeff and he blinks. And thank God it hits a rock. Truly a skill diff. The next game, we start with Spider-Ham in the raft, and it hits Rock Slide, so it's another Darkhawk deck. I'm nervous they're going to play their own White Widow, so I play mine down in Central rather than stacking the raft. And he passes again, and we just drop Rock Slide as they drop their own hammed Rock Slide into the raft. And yeah, I should be snapping, but I'm trying to record a video. So we Misery into the raft, and we get Thanos from the raft. And from that, while our ham does hit the Mystique and Rock Slide puts more rocks into their deck, we're looking to be in a pretty good spot. And then he Widows, which I knew was in his deck, and then he also Icemans, which is going to hit my Hawk. Teeing up a big final turn, we Black Bolt, hitting a rock of course, and he has Miss Marvel. So final turn, he drops Misery, which is just a stat stick at this point, and he is going to play Maximus in the right lane. But the Hawk and Thanos duo is just too big, and we're going to end up winning all 3 lanes. The next game, we get Castle Zemo, which would be great if I had the hood. But he sends over his own hood, and I'm gonna go ahead the next turn and send over a Korg. And Central Park comes out, so he is trying to clog me with Acid Arrow and then with a White Widow, but Viper is going to go ahead and send over the hood, winning that lane for me. He then Jubilees with a great variant on that card, and he gets a Shadow King. So I'm thinking, GG, easy, we win this lane. But the next turn, he plays Cersei, which gets great hits, but not only that, but my Black Bolt hits the Dakin Shard, making it just so I cannot win that lane. Then the final turn, I'm feeling good, because this play beats Eliath, it beats Shang, it even beats Valkyrie plus like an arrow, and I drop the Darkhawk plus Stature, and of course it's gonna beat his Magneto. Going into the final game of the video, they play Agent Venom, and we are going to just do our setup, and he plays Nocturne as well, and we're making our nice little stack with Black Widow. The next turn, he plays Leech, which is fine with me because I don't run any 6 cost cards in this deck. Then Misery is going to eat my stack, and you know what? He just cannot draw cards this game. And the next turn with his Sarah down, I know he will probably just drop everything in his hand, even though he has a small hand. And this is how the final turn plays out. But yeah, pretty straightforward. And I hope this video does this deck justice because I think it was my favorite that I played with Misery. I would definitely recommend trying the deck out, or at least a variation of the deck, because I think the play patterns are so smooth. And then overall recommendation, if you don't have Nomura and War Machine, I definitely would pull Caches. But if you're just missing the one card, I would think to yourself, does this deck look fun? Does this playstyle look fun? And if you agree, go ahead and get the card, but if not, you can go ahead and wait. But that's all. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you liked it and subscribed, but that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.